Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. Let's jump back into the game. We're just hanging out here with Shorty, whipping up a couple of nice little beef burgers. I'm back here at the base. I've taken one load of stuff from the warehouse. I actually have probably one or two more loads to do, and I did a lot of bridge work. I moved the bridge that I said I was going to move, and I built a bridge from here to there. So basically from this island here to over by where that little POI is, you will notice that there is a lot less trees between here and the mechanic station. You can actually clearly see the mechanic station from here now. The sun is a lie. The sun is a lie. It just fades in and out. It never moves. So it's very deceptive. Okay. You'll notice I've got the craft bot pulled out here, or the dress bot pulled out here. That's right. I am going to do a little bit of unboxings. I have some stuff from the warehouse raid. I figured let's crack these puppies open. And unlike everybody, I'm going to start with the fancy ones first and see what happens, because a lot of people have been saying they get crap like this. That's right, they're ultra rare crap boxes. So we'll let him crank away for another 5 seconds. I'll pick it up as soon as he's done. I'm just going to grab another burger from Shorty. There you go, we got Shorty cranking on another burger. Okay, he's finished whipping up another clothing item, so let's see what he has to say today. Ooh. Wow. Sorry, I was having a hard time containing my enthusiasm on that one. Wow. I got a shower cap, and I got, well, it looks like a Mario cap. Dude, you've got to come up with something better. Astonishing, he says. Alright, astonishing number. Gloves. Gloves. Well, the leather buckles at least give it some character over top of the... Well, I'm not even sure what kind of gloves those are. Well, we'll go with the leather ones. I like those better. Okay, let him crank away some more. Alright, fabulous, he says. Alright, unbox fabulous. Team Banana. Okay. Dude, better. Let's see what he has to say now. Unbox. That's the courier rucksack. Very nice. Still haven't seen anything new that I haven't seen anybody else pick up, but that's okay. A new backpack, one that I don't mind, is fine by me. I don't mind having the survey sticks hanging out on the outside, but yeah, the steel frame rucksack, that's a little bit more my style. Of course, the one that I do want is the one that looks like the duffel bag. Okay, and the next one is the Dirty Tank T-shirt. I'm not even sure I want to try that one on. Would that be under torso? Yeah, we'll stick with that shirt. Magnificent, he says. Alright, let's see what's magnificent. The Axolot t-shirt. Cool beans. Well, that's all the clothes that we picked up and unboxed. So we literally, the only thing we actually got out of there that I liked was a pair of gloves and a new backpack. My little craft bot here is cranking away on building blocks slowly. I have to watch him because he'll use up water very quickly, because basically every craft he does except for 2 uses water, so I'm constantly having to refill water jugs whenever I'm running him over here. But my next thing that I want to work on, there's actually a couple of things I wanted to work on. One, I'm having a problem with this rig. Because I put this grill on the front and these crates on the front, it pushes the front down. But that's quite alright, because the front is where my primary traction is. As you see, if you look through here, you can't see it very clearly, but I have the double large wheels in the front on either side, with the single piston engine in the middle, where the back, on the other hand, I have the double piston engines and the single wheels. So the back has less traction. So I have all this great weight pushing down at the front and very little weight pushing down on the back. Now when I load the trailer up, what it has a tendency to do is put all the weight on the back wheels, and it's a rigid frame which causes this to lift at the front wheels. Because this tongue is just a rigid tongue, it's just a straight piece. As far as the build is concerned, these are connected. There's no flex vertically, and what happens is it will lift the whole back end up. Both sets of wheels will get lifted off the ground, and I'll suddenly find myself chunking along with the front engine, which is the weaker of the 2 engines, pushing away with nothing on the back, and the back wheels just spinning in midair. It's also very notable when I go up jumps like this, just this little tiny ramp. You don't think it's very much, but I get stuck on it all the time if I hit it the wrong way or whatever, because of this low clearance. Now I can fix this clearance problem simply by lifting this up and placing a wheel on the front. Like, I literally just put a couple of caster wheels on the front, and that would solve that problem quite handily. So what I need to do is get a couple of caster wheels for that. But I want to do is I want to jack this up and put some suspension on here. So let's get this thing lifted again, and we'll change out our paint tool for our weld tool, because we're going to need that. Weld tool, please, in hotbar. Now, something that somebody had suggested is that these revival baguettes will work in single player, so that if your character dies, they're supposed to help you revive, so you don't just have only respawn. I'm kind of curious to see if that is actually true. I haven't tested it yet. I'm not anxious to go out and kill myself for that purpose of testing. But that is something else that I was told. Again, as I said, it is still unconfirmed, but it is something that was mentioned to me anyway. I saw it on a comment actually. And the other thing I want to deal with is the hay bots love to destroy the back end of this trailer. They sneak up behind it and they will just literally smash away on the thing. Now I'm not so worried because of the mesh is not exactly a limited or prime resource. I mean, mesh is mesh, it's cheap, it's ample. I mean, if I find a village, I tear it down, I usually got about a half a stack of mesh. Which is part of the reason why I use it for a lot of my stuff. Okay, we're back. And with a new day dawning, I'm just waiting for the sun to start to rematerialize in the sky. Should be right up here somewhere. There it is. And look at that. The day is back upon us. The sun is back in its spot. Yeah, the sun is a lie. Oops. I just noticed something I forgot to do. Okay, there we go. So what I have done with this thing is I have put on a kind of a suspension system. Basically, this has a bearing in it which allows it to flex or to move, and then I put a couple of sport suspensions that I had recovered from the warehouse. I upgraded them once to give it a little bit of lift. The idea is to make it so that the whole thing is lifted off the ground slightly. The other thing I want to take care of is I want to put in those spud guns along the back. I got 4 spud guns. I want to put 4 spud guns along the back here, just to kind of discourage tailgaters, if you will. So that's what I'm going to start working towards next. Okay, let's lift this thing up and carry on. Right there would be nice, thank you. So I'm thinking basically straightforward. I'm going to put 4 spud guns like this. I'm just going to inset it a little bit. So maybe just keep it in line with the wheels. I have a hole in the kind of split the difference, I guess. That should be reasonably close. Now, beside each one of these, I'm going to put a sensor. It would help if you pushed the right buttons, cow. Huh? Which means they're going to be kind of offset on the weapons. Like, the bot might get missed more than he gets hit, but that's okay. I'll set these sensors I'm going to give them max range. Upgrade them twice, and I'm just going to give them 12 points of range. So if the block gets closer than 12 points, then it'll get shot. Beyond 12, I don't think he's actually able to track that close or to swing that close. Now each of these is going to get a logic gate. I'm just going to stick it right behind the sensor, and I'm going to switch these logic gates to AND. So they're all set default at AND, so I'm going to keep them at AND. And then I'm going to add an extra button, or a switch actually, to my thing here. And then I'm going to need my diddly tool here. Diddly tool, there we go. I want to connect each AND gate to that switch. So we'll do that real quick here 4 times. Wow. I won't do it 4 times. It's going to drive me nuts trying to search through that. But I'm going to connect the sensor to the AND gate, and the AND gate to the switch, and then the AND gate to the gun. So every time, while the switch is on, every time something walks in front of the sensor, it will trigger the gun, and the gun will only fire once. I'm not going to set it up on a repeater or anything. I figure if the bot's following me around, he's moving back and forth. He's going to step in front of. They usually, because they jog back and forth when they walk, he'll trip multiple sensors. So hopefully that'll work. And then I'll just take this and I'll connect it to the box of spuds that I have up there, and that will be one connected spud gun. So I'm just going to take a moment here. I'm going to connect the other 3 up so that they're all the same, and then I'll be right back. One thing I would really like to see these guys do is make this so that you can set these vacuum pumps to just load one of these water jugs, or keep water jugs full. I like the idea that it will fill chests, but unfortunately if I have a series of water jugs tied into a line of chests like this, and then I have that hooked up to the vacuum pump, it will fill every single available slot in here, and it makes it very difficult to hook a chest into an auto watering system. And I really hope that they do find a way, to make, repeat, there we go, to make this so that you can literally either just fill, it will work to just fill one of these, or make it so that there's a feedback from that says this item is full, stop, pump. You know, that would be handy. So everything's all hooked up over here. Oh, I forgot ammo. I come over here to get ammo, and then I get distracted. A great thing about having an attention span of a grasshopper, I tell you. I don't remember anything halfway through doing it. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll take, and basically I hooked everything up the way I said I was going to, so it's all hooked up. So we'll just take this down, we'll jump in the seat, and we'll throw some ammunition into the box. Throw some more surplus ammo into the surplus ammo box. have. Okay. Alright, scrap parts and pieces that I picked up and forgot to put away. We'll go back in here. That can go in there because I need that for other things. And yeah, that's good enough. So, let's test this out. See, now I have button number 3, which will turn on the spuds. Now, the idea being, of course, that when it's turned off, you can run behind this thing. You know, and trigger the sensors, no problem. But when it's turned on, then anything runs behind there, it gets shot. So I can go button 3 and button 1, and we should be able to start driving. We're just going to zoom out a little bit so I can see. Oh, I still want to put a idler wheel in the front. I knew I forgot something. But that's okay. We'll deal with that later. I want to head over here. I'll show you this new bridge that I made. I took the rusted metal from the warehouse, and I used the rusted metal to build a outline, and I used the just the tier 1 wood, the cheapest wood. And this is actually you can see by the bridge pattern, the world grid goes basically 22 degrees off of what this is. Like, everything on the world has a grid that it lines up with, and this bridge is 22 degrees off of the world grid. I had to throw a few extra pieces in here because I wanted to make this corner slightly, and I found that I kept catching on the edge and falling off. Turn. Okay. Now we have some haybots hanging out here. This POI respawns haybots fairly consistently, which is handy. Let's see if I can get any of these guys to follow me. If you would please, sir. No? What about you? No? You guys are just being jerks today, aren't you? Okay. We're loading new areas or reloading areas, and the frames just tank out. It's terrible. As long as I don't move around too much, I'm good. But as soon as I start moving around, my frames go down. Anyhow, that gets me to the chemical plant like right away. It's a good shortcut. This whole hill all the way over to the mechanic station was all thick and dense forest, and as you can see, I have been working on removing a lot of that forest. A lot of that wood went right back into the bridge. Come on, I keep hearing you guys, but I don't see you. Bunch of jerks. But yeah, basically where the grass is a slightly different color, that used to be heavy, dense forest, like what's on the other side of the street here. And as you can see, it is turning into just open grassland. Oh, that was a bush. Okay, so it triggers off false positives off of bushes. Come on. Whoops. Oh, I blew him up. That's funny. Just have to back up a little bit here. I wish they had mirrors. You could see what's behind you without seeing what's behind you, you know? That's okay. Pick that up. Pick that up. So the spud gun bumper guard there is working just fine. I want to test it on some of the little tote bots that are running around here. We'll see if we can get a couple to follow us. There's one. But it does seem to fire on shrubs and bushes, these indestructible trees. So that's something to keep aware of. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, get behind me. Problem is that this thing moves too fast for the tote bots. I outrun them too easily. They are such a non-threat. It's humorous. I suppose I got to remember to turn the guns on. But that's a good way to not waste ammunition if traveling through rough terrain too, is keep the guns off. Now, one of the changes they made, there we go, on one of the last updates was the ability for saw blades to do a little bit more damage to hostiles, such as the hay bots, and it fixed the indestructible tote bot issue we were having, where if you tried to hit one with a car, or if you shot a tote bot, or not shot a tote bot, but if you hit a tote bot with a saw blade, or a drill for that matter, it just made them indestructible. So that's been fixed, which is good. The problem is that has completely destroyed the ability to harvest trees. My sawmill, which I'm just coming up to here, slowly, I'm sorry, but slowly. I hear one of these jerks attacking my stuff again. Come on with the lag. Don't go away from there. Don't break that. Jerk. Those expensive pieces of tin. As I was saying, my sawmill is having a hard time cutting trees. I throw any tree in here and it doesn't cut it correctly. I hear you. I don't see you, but I hear you. One of the things that they said is coming up in the update is also the glow sticks will allow you to have light. If you have a glow stick in your hand or in your inventory, in your hotbar, I guess, it will give you light. Unfortunately, that doesn't work yet. So you still got to throw them away. In order to get light in an area. Anyhow, so next episode, what I want to work towards is improving the sawmill. The feed system works good, but I'd like to have it so that this is actually kind of sloped down into a set of saw blades. I want to double these saw blades up so I have two sets that are intermeshing. because the hitbox for the saw blades appears to be literally on the edge of the saw blade. Basically where that little orange stripe starts, in is where the saw blade cuts from now, rather than from that blade out where you would expect it to cut. That's not exactly helpful, considering that before I could throw one of those big hardwood trees on here and it would literally just chew it up as fast as these wheels could turn it into the thing. Now it just sits there and bumps and bumps and bumps and bumps, and then maybe it might accidentally break, sort of. It's taken me almost half a day to chew down one of those big logs, where before it was literally, as I drop them, I run to the trailer, I grab another one, I drop it, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. So I want to see if I can fix this next episode. That's going to be my project, I guess. The project of the next episode is to try to make improvements to the sawmill to the point where it will actually chop, cut, grind, do whatever, process wood completely. I like everything I've got going on with it. The feed works really well. The feed dogs with the wheels, this works really well. They're just on a bearing, just on a controller on a bearing, and they're set to a low speed. The rolling pipes works really nicely. I now have the large pipe, so I can use those as well to give myself extra rollers. So yeah, we've got a lot of options now. We'll have some fun with it. I'm just watching for this idiot to see if he comes over here, but I think he's in the building. So thanks all for watching, kids. I'll see you on the next episode. Hope you're enjoying Scrap Mechanic, and good night for now.